You actually said, I think Islamic extremism is more of a threat than the incel movement, particularly to radicalising young people, but also the British public. Can I ask you something? Because it came up on the show in February. We had a guy called Amjad Tatar on who was saying that there is more extremism in the UK than in the Middle East at times. And he made the point, why didn't the Tories prescribe the Muslim Brotherhood? If you're serious about Islamic extremism, wouldn't you do that? This is an organisation that's not allowed to exist in countries like the UAE, Egypt, and, I couldn't believe this when I read it this morning, Syria. Why are they operating in the UK?
Well, this is one of the things which creates that tension. We were talking about freedom of speech earlier, and this is one of the areas where we try and make sure that we have one rule for everyone else. But people exploit many of our laws. I know that there have been many issues around the Muslim Brotherhood. We have taken action.
We should prescribe them, shouldn't we?
I have not seen the decisions on why they were or were not prescribed.
Well, David Cameron was going to and then shied back from it during his administration.
Right.
I'm asking you, if you're serious about cracking down on Islamic extremism, surely under a Kemi Badenoch government, the Muslim Brotherhood should be prescribed.
There should, any organisation that is a threat to this country, that is promoting sectarian interests and is inciting hatred and so much more, should be prescribed.
So you're saying yes to the Muslim Brotherhood?
What I'm not doing is, without having the facts and looking at a case, just saying yes. You know I don't just make announcements on TV.
What's your instinct on it? It seems nuts that the Muslim Brotherhood can exist in the UK, but not in Syria because they're deemed too dangerous.
I don't know whether the manifestation of it in Syria is the same as here, but they have more draconian laws there. They execute people there. We don't. So let's look at what's actually happening. It is not an organisation that I believe that has the interests of the UK. But before we prescribe, let's look at what's gone wrong. Why didn't it happen before? There must have been reasons. I'm not aware of what those reasons were. There were other organisations we did prescribe, like Hamas, for example, despite a lot of opposition. So we prescribed lots of organisations. I'm not specifically sure why the manifestation of the Muslim Brotherhood didn't. I'm sure there were good reasons. But we are against any sort of organisation that is undermining the values of our country.